Welcome to the world's first straight talk Solarcast. This is your go-to podcast for answers about solar. Brought to you by Solar Harmonics in Northern California, who invite their customers to own their energy by purchasing a solar panel system for their home, business, or farm. Each episode, we discuss questions facing people making the decision to go solar. The solutions to your questions are given to you straight by one of the leading experts in the solar industry, Jamie Duran, president of Solar Harmonics. Feel free to search our library for answers to questions that you're facing when considering solar. And now, here's Adam Duran, our host with the questions, and Jamie Duran, our solar expert with Straight Talk Solarcast.
Hello, Jamie.
Hello, Adam.
How's everything going today?
Oh, it's going great. Busy as usual, but extra a little bit frantic this time of year.
Oh, is it because it's getting too hot outside?
That helps, but what happens, there's a big change happening in the world of solar that's coming up. There's been a 30% tax credit from the federal government. And come January 1st, that 30% turns into 26%.
Oh, thank you, President Trump? Question mark.
Nah, that was in way before him.
Oh no, thank you, President Obama.
I think, it was going to go 30% to zero. And then under Obama, they decided to string it out. So next year it goes to 26%, the following year 21%, the next year 10%, and then we'll stay at 10%. So it's unless something else happens. So basically it's kicking the can down the road, but we're almost at the end of the road. So but yeah, so we have a lot of people who are figuring that out, that it can be that if a 10 kilowatt system, whatever, it's $30,000, and it's 30% is $9,000, but 26%, that's like $7,200. So they lose $1,800, difference of one day if we don't get the system installed. So that's significant, and people, especially larger systems or commercial systems, there's a bit of panic going on. So, but that's great for us, and it just again, we always ask for nice people, but the deadlines tend to turn nice people into anxious people.
Anxious.
They're still nice, but anxious.
Anxiously nice.
Yes.
I get those too.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, we'll get through it like we get through it all, and everyone will be happy in the end. And we just have to set the clear expectations. So come September 1st, we'll be letting everyone know that that's the last day. We can guarantee that we'll get it done by the end of the year, because it's not so much on us, it's the permit offices get slammed as well. And they take vacations and disappear for weeks at a time, and we don't hear anything back. And then same thing with
the permit offices aren't staffed by a group of like a team of young millennials who are eager to please.
They are generally staffed very lightly, and during most of the year, it's pretty good. We'll get a response in a week or so, but the week is turning into 2 weeks now. So I imagine over the next month, that's going to be 3 or 4 weeks. So by law, we can't get started until the permit is issued. So
oh yeah, makes sense.
The way it goes. But yeah.
Wow. I wonder if I guess there's no way to improve that system. Okay, we just work within what we got.
Well, there's a lot of back and forth, but basically, normally it takes us about 40 days to install a system, but we're getting to the point where it's going to be maybe even 60 days.
Wow.
And then we also run against end of the year weather as well. We're not allowed to install even when it's the threat of rain. So something against us.
Yeah, makes sense.
So we'll get it done.
If I want that 30% tax credit, can you tell me more about what that is? What can I expect from that, or how So yeah, just go into detail a little about what that is, because maybe people are listening to this the first time, they've never heard of that.
Oh, good question. So when you go solar and you own it, actually, then your system generates it's called an investment tax credit, and it's 30% of the entire system. So again, I mentioned if it's a $30,000 system, 30% of the system is eligible for a tax credit. So it's $9,000.
Woo!
And Yeah, and it's not a tax deduction like most people are used to with mortgage interest, where if you paid 10,000, you essentially get a benefit of say 2,800.
Mm-hmm.
With a tax credit, the benefit is 9,000, and you get a benefit of 9,000. So it's pretty substantial.
So
And
if I don't owe the government money at the end of the year, I'm going to get a check for 9,000.
well, first you should get an award for not owing the government any money at the end of the year.
Well, okay.
That's pretty awesome, because if you have a W-2,
Uh-huh.
you are paying into the government every time you get paid.
Right.
And your employer is also paying into that on your behalf, but you're
Mhm.
not eligible to receive any of that. And so anyway, the government they do deduct taxes out of your check all year long.
Right.
And let's just say they deducted $10,000 out of your paycheck. And if you have a $9,000 tax credit, guess how much you're getting back?
10,000?
9,000.
I thought it was a trick question.
Nope, 9,000. And then, well, I mean, you have other deductions and everything, but essentially you'll get all of that back. So that's why the tax credit is fantastic for solar. It's really helped, especially in areas where there isn't as big of a energy incentive, like with PG&E,
Mm-hmm.
to really help solar be more attractive to people that wouldn't ordinarily get it.
And I guess obviously that affects the payback time frame, because now you're looking at a $21,000 payback instead of a $30,000 payback.
Well, the payback means how long it takes to break even.
Okay,
And
yeah. So
yeah, but your net cost essentially, 21,000 instead of 30,000. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's substantial. And on larger solar projects, if it's, so let's just say $1 million project, that's a $300,000 credit.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
and
a lot of money to take back. So
do you have to take that at one lump time, or can you spread that out? So say, for example, like $1 million system, do I have to take that 300,000? I don't know. I guess, can I spread it out?
well, you definitely can, but it rolls over. So
Okay.
if you don't use it all up, it rolls over to the next year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So,
but if you're Donald Trump, then you don't have. What do you do? He doesn't pay taxes, allegedly. So, I guess never mind. Sorry.
No comment. Yeah, Republicans love tax credits too.
Hey, me too. Yeah, that's great.
Me too.
But, oh wow. Okay, so is the process easy for getting that tax credit, or do people tend to understand what you're talking about when you're like, "Hey, tax credit"?
I've been kind of checking this out, and our customers tend to do a lot of research before they select us. So a lot of them do a lot. They understand how the tax credit works,
mm-hmm.
But we definitely have to explain it to almost everyone. But that's okay. It's just, solar is a really complicated. It touches so much, and that's why I named the company Solar Harmonics, because solar can be in harmony with income taxes or energy usage or electric cars and everything. So we explain the whole process to everybody, so there's no surprises.
Mm-hmm. And is it only available so say, for example, I have solar on my house. I had the tax credit now for my rental house. I want to get more solar for that rental house. Can I get the tax credit then?
That's where it gets more complicated because solar for a rental house, the tax credit only applies to owner occupied.
Ah, okay.
However, so if your rental house is just owned in your name and that's it, then no, you are not eligible. However, you are eligible for the accelerated depreciation, which combined state and federal is about 28%. So you don't lose all the incentives. But if you own the company or own the rental property as a corporation, well,
mm-hmm.
now you do get the tax credit.
Wait, what? Because corporations are people now? Yes. Sweet.
That's what we've said, yeah. So they do get. Now, let's say upfront, I am not a tax professional. I do not charge for income tax advice or anything like that. So all of this that's in the podcast, please, it does apply to your own individual tax situation, and please confirm before you make a solar decision based on what we're saying, but check with your own tax advisor, because everyone's tax situation is unique for some strange reason. That's how we've set it up. But,
that goes double for me. You if you heard the 5 minutes ago, 9,000 plus what?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So,
Thank you.
anywho, that's so yeah, tax credit. What the bottom line is that solar tax incentives are very beneficial.
So if I miss that September deadline for you guys anyway, so I missed that at the end of the year. Is there anything else changing with the tax credit? It's just reduced to 26%. You said
just reduced to 26%. Yeah. So it is sad that you waited this long to go solar. But yeah, we'll be. It's still going to make huge financial sense because what we're seeing in the crystal ball of PG&E is a staggering amount of energy increases. So
yeah,
no better time than today because PG&E, I say from the beginning, will never be cheaper than it is today.
Yeah, obviously that, but at least it's still there a little. You're missing out on that 4%. I definitely think if you're ready to go, then yeah, you're listening to this podcast and you live in Northern California.
Well, we're doing our best. I mean, we're not going to guarantee that we will get the system installed and PG&E turned on by December 31st. And so as we're getting to this time of year, most companies have already come to that conclusion and are telling customers right away that it's possible that we can get it done, but we don't want you calling us on December 31st screaming that PG&E has not turned on your system because we told you from the beginning that. And every proposal that we send out now will have a box saying that they understand that we're not guaranteeing that the system will be installed. So should they choose to move forward with us, they know that we will do our best, but we are at the mercy of building departments.
And PG&E, right? Yep. Okay, I guess we're going to wrap it up today. Do you have anything else to add?
Well, I didn't get to my main topic, but we'll save that for next time. Yeah, we just went on a tangent about tax credits, so but it was very relevant.
Yeah,
very
totally.
Relevant.
Yeah. All right. Great. Then we're going to wrap it up there today. If you have any questions, please feel free to message us through our Facebook page. It's Straight Talk Solarcast. And follow us on there. And if you would like to leave us a 5-star review, please do so on iTunes. It helps us in many ways in growing our podcast and reaching out and touching more people's lives and saving the world. Thanks much.
Do you think do you think I saw that we're at 17,000 downloads now?
Woo!
That's unbelievable.
Hopefully not all from Croatia.
Well, no, I mean, but people in Croatia are very into solar. So hello to all of our friends in the Ukraine, Adam.
Hello. I love Ukraine.
Yeah, 17,000 downloads. That's still pretty amazing. So
yeah, definitely. All right, great. Thanks a lot, Jamie. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
That's all for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of Straight Talk Solarcast with solar expert Jamie Duran. Join us each week for more answers to your solar questions. Speaking of questions, got some? Email us at solarcast@solarharmonics.com and we'll be sure to give you an answer in an upcoming episode. This episode of Straight Talk Solarcast is brought to you by Solar Harmonics, the leading solar energy developer in Northern California, who invite you to own your energy. Visit them on the web at www.solarharmonics.com.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.